Well, it's the Star Times Uganda Premier League, and it's coming to you live here at the MTN Philip Omondi Stadium. KCCA Football Club having a beautiful season here and a possibility to return to the very top of the table with a victory tonight. They take on a team that is full of inconsistencies, and you can only wonder what format of performance will they put up today. Will they win or will they lose? They desperately need to find some points, because they are rooted right at the bottom of the Star Times Uganda Premier League table. Tonight, big test for them across the Nile as they take on the team that is intent on returning to the summit. It's the Star Times Uganda Premier League, and it's right here coming to you on Sanyuka Prime. My name is Jermaine Negesa. John Bianen Simba is with me, and we're definitely in for a wonderful night.
Yeah, definitely. You think that this is a tricky game. Yes, on paper it looks like an easy one for KCCA Football Club, but make no mistake, you think that this Busoga side, especially after the result they registered against Wakiso Giants last Friday, they can easily pull up some bit of a surprise. So you think that KCCA have got to be very careful in every single minute when they take on this side.
Well, Benjamin Ochan starts in goal ahead of Derek Ochan, but there is no place today for Geoffrey Waswa because of the cards that he has accumulated and has to step out. Meanwhile, Ashraf Mugume manages to make his return as well to the team, and it is only on the bench.
Yeah, exactly. Very interesting. But of course, you've got to also note that this KCCA side is full of talent, full of quality. So any player that comes in should be good enough to take on the challenge.
Interesting format there, the 4-2-2-2. On the other side, Busoga with Vincent Luchamuzi will have the services of Laban Tibita, who returns from suspension, and definitely will be one that they'll be counting on for this particular match.
Yeah, definitely. And if you look at his performances against Wakiso Giants, Laban Tibita put up such an impressive showing. But of course, you also think that that man there, Niwamanya, shirt number 31, leading the line for Busoga United, has got to be watched. And you think that with the Isaac Isinde at the back and the captain of this Busoga side, they've got some experience. And with Ibrahim Kaiwa, shirt number 6, former Express player, they've got some quality in there to give them some bit of guile and also some bit of craft. So Busoga United, they may not have the kind of power that KCCA have, but they've got some players that can make a difference.
Well, the referee for tonight, Waiswa Muzamiru, is the man in charge with Juma Osire and one of the ladies who actually joined the FIFA badge list there. That is Elizabeth Nasolo, also on this one, as we get ready to get into this particular matchup. John Vianney Simbe, where will this match be won or lost?
I think the battle in that midfield is going to be key, because if you look at Busoga and you look back at one of the things that has really affected them has been having control of the game, but also they've got to have some bit of efficiency and proficiency when they go in attack, because finishing off of the chances is important. And you look at their return this season, 5 goals scored and conceded 23. So you can see that the team that has really struggled. So they've got to make sure that they do not allow KCCA to dominate them, because once KCCA has more of the ball, then it's going to mean that the ball comes all the time towards their goal area, and that will give KCCA the opportunities to score against them easily.
Despite the fact that they have met off many times, Busoga has never beaten this team, KCC, and that is definitely going to be something that will be quite the stickler. However, this is a team that knows how to pick up points away from home. Ask Wakiso and ask Paraka.
Yeah, that's true. And you think that drawing back to those games, you feel that this Busoga United side should have the belief and the inspiration that they can actually go ahead and repeat what they did last Friday here in Lugogo.
Well, we are underway. KCC Football Club in the yellow and blue, while the team Busoga United are all decked out in red. It's the Star Times Uganda Premier League, and it's coming to you live here on Sanyuka Prime, the new home of the Star Times Uganda Premier League, all brought to you by MTN, the official podcast sponsor. As we are set into action, and the ball already crossing out here for a throw-in.
Really interesting to see the selection made by Coach Monebekwa. So Jermaine, you see that he's decided to use Emmanuel Wasa in centre back. We all know that he's one of those midfielders that play box to box, and to have him at centre half is a curious choice for me, and I guess it's one that I'm going to be looking at with earnest to see exactly how he applies himself in that role.
So Niwamanya trying to coordinate well here with Laban Tibita. The ball is released to play all the way to Chungo. There's a long ball up front. Intended target was Logono. And they lose possession. Now possession here for KCC. Moses Waiswa distributing the ball here for Julius Poloto, having a bit of a run-in. Loses possession, and now this is Laban Tibita. There's a 1-2 here with Niwamanya. Back into the midfield for Nyango. It's actually Ibrahim Kaiwa. And now setting it up here for Uchungo. Plays a long ball in. This could be an opportunity coming up here, but quickly smoothed out. And KCC insisting from playing from backwards and trying to find their way going forward.
Yeah, I guess they know that they need to just keep ball well, but also they also realize that in order to keep this Busoga United side at base, hiding the ball from them and keeping it away from them and forcing them to chase, and in the end they get overworked and exhausted. So I guess you could say that KCC has started the game quite well in trying to keep possession as much as possible.
Looking to get into ascendancy at 2 minutes of the game played so far. That's an offside against and they'll need to be very, very key on marking out their Shaban Ijagason Mohammed, the rainmaker.
Yeah, and he'll be eager to add to his tally. He scored against Onduparaka, his former side, 2 weeks ago. And getting a couple goals at least against Busoga, I'm sure it is something that he has at the back of his mind as being key for him to build some bit of scoring momentum.
Let's play back into the defense. Isaac Isinde. Long ball up front here looking for Logono. Can he cover with the ball is intercepted and set out here for a throw in. Meanwhile, earlier on, Maroons was taking on Express, and that was in Lugogo. That is in Luzira.
Yeah.
Game ending 1-1. As we speak, Blacks Power is also hosting Onduparaka at the Jora Kipua Stadium. As KCC toying around here within the box area could be an area for damage.
Well, it's interesting because in the 400 minutes, Express were leading 1-0, and it was 92 minutes when. Of course, I had to stop watching to prepare to get a set for kickoff here, and it was still 1-0. So for them to have drop points at the death is quite surprising.
Interesting turn of results. Here's a long ball is played forward, trying to hold on to the ball into the back line here. Nice play from Waswa, getting it on to Atube. Atube now to Julius Poloto. Poloto in possession, squares the ball. It's a neat 1-2. Moses Weiss were getting involved as well. Saidi Mayanja through pass here now coming up. A shot from distance from Rogers, the dark horse Mato. The ball just goes high and wide.
I think that's something that you feel that this Busoga United side have got to try and avoid, allowing Rogers Mato such clean shots and attempting at goal. And you saw the reaction of the goalkeeper there, Michael Utaya. You can see that there's no pressing by Busoga. They're just ball watching, they're just enjoying the game as KCC passed the ball in front of them. And this is clearly unacceptable. Otherwise, if they keep doing this, then KCC is going to punish them.
Back to the goalkeeper here, Benjamin Ochan. Getting onto the ball. Looking to capitalize.
Trying to press up and high there. Busoga United trying to put pressure on Benjamin Ochan. And you think that that is something that they need to do a lot more on the ball, as opposed to allowing KCC to have the free reign and free space to pass the ball. So you cannot just be passing, rather pressing the goalkeeper when he's going to start play, but you also have to try and press the outfield players to stop them from playing. And that's something that Busoga will need to do as much as possible to keep KCC at bay.
For the moment, Waiswa goes to the ground there. Looks like he's in quite a couple of throws of pain. The ball is taken on. Now try to pick up the pieces once again. Julius Poloto. Quite the heat out here. It's pretty hot today. Passing the ball on now, looking for Julius Poloto once again. Tries to figure out a chance here where he can whip in across, but that is intercepted and goes out here for a corner.
You can see KCC have not yet really upped the ante yet. I guess they're still trying to get into their rhythm. But you can see how also they're trying to play off the wings. I guess they realize that they need to stretch Busoga United to try and open them up through the wings and create some spaces through the middle where they can try to capitalize and score. These are the kind of times where they need to be on the lookout, because KCC would easily try and bounce on loose marking.
Well, a nice cross in there, and the goalkeeper seemed to have had quite a bit of a problem there, Michael Utaya. And the ball just crosses to the opposite end. It's supposed to be a corner. It looks like the referee says it's a goal kick.
Yeah, I thought there was a touch of a Busoga United player initially. A bit surprised that, as it turns out, it's a goal kick. But still, you feel that maybe Busoga United and their marking just need to improve in that regard. For Vincent Uchamzi, the coach, I'm sure he talked about working on the mistakes and why they've kept conceding goals and all that. But I think that it's not something that can happen overnight, especially when you consider that he's still a new coach in the state.
Meantime, KCC here now enjoying some decent spells of possession as Rogers Mator is brought to the ground. Moni Biakwaso doesn't seem very happy with the state of affairs here.
Yeah, I'm sure it's very clear that he feels that maybe his players are moving the ball quite slowly there, and it's allowing Busoga United to set up.
Well, a 1-2 touch here coming up, and Rogers Mator with the shot here. Mohamed Shaban trying to control as the ball goes away, battling for possession, and Busoga United just managed to survive by the skin of their teeth there.
And indeed they survived, because you felt that was a clear shot and one that they could have avoided. But the way they've started the game, the way they are playing, they are looking quite clumsy in their defending. And from what I've seen in the early exchanges, they'll be lucky not to concede very soon.
Long ball up front. Very many numbers today showing up for this particular game. Probably testament to what people believe is already or should be happening there. The question is, maybe was Shaban better placed to take the shot?
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is that Shaban looked to be a bit tentative in running onto that ball, and you saw what Rogers Mator did. He was running behind him and went past him and met the ball earlier than Shaban could. And I guess that's something that just shows you the kind of urge and urgency that we see in Rogers Mator each time that he's on the field of play.
All brought through, poor control there coming in from Shaban. Busoga living very dangerously here. Those passes of theirs. The ball is played back here to Waiswa. Waswa here, Manuel Waswa. Getting it through here to Alan Okello. Delightful chip overhead there, but the ball is well intercepted. Waswa to Mustafa Mujuzi, the ever-present in that defense.
Very tenacious defender, very good man mark, and I guess that's the reason why he has kept his place in the side also since he displaced John Revita.
John Revita, by the way, steadily on the road to recovery, but still not yet fit enough to be in this game today. As the coach there, Vincent Uchamzi, continues to watch the game with apprehension. Pretty certain he's not very happy or bemused by how his team is defending in these early spells.
Well, I guess that maybe what he has at the back of his mind is that they've stayed in the game for at least 10 minutes, which isn't a bad outcome at this particular moment.
Attempting to chase down the ball, but the ball just goes over the line. That's a throw in for KCC Football Club. Alan Okello taking the ball within his stride as the ball is intercepted and taken on, now recovered once again by Busoga. On the attack, the students just give the ball away, clumsy. Ben Chan, and out Moses Waiswa. Switches flanks here from right to left. Trying to find Julius Poloto, but there was a bit too much on that ball and just goes out here for a throw in.
But I also get a feeling that, you know, when your opponent plays in a manner that is probably not as inspiring as we're seeing Busoga play right now, it can actually also dictate the way KCC play, and in the end they could end up also getting sucked into that kind of low tempo game like we've seen from this Busoga side at the start.
Busoga now with a throw, getting it on, long throw, ball taken away. Julius Poloto trying to keep that in play. This goes away here for a throw in.
You think that for Busoga United, this is the kind of game that you feel that without any sort of pressure and you have nothing to lose, it's a game where they can actually take advantage, because you know that you're going to play against a big team like KCC, which will always give you space and also in behind. So you think that if they can work out a mechanism of being tight at the back, then good counter-attacks could actually produce something. But of course, I know that also requires good finishers, and that's not something that Busoga United has had.
Rogers Mato there, judged to have touched the ball with his hands, and that's a free kick for Busoga United. It looks like set to be taken here by Isaac Isinde.
Yeah, former Cranes player. Surprising that he's last season he was at Gaddafi. Yeah, now he's moved to Busoga. You wonder whether he's even thought of retiring. I guess it serves no purpose for him to retire if he feels that he can still contribute something, especially to a young side and a team with so many young players like Busoga United. His experience will definitely come in handy.
Okelo making a meal of that. It's a good pass there from Waiswa. The ball is taken on. Now through the center. Picked up well Ibrahim Kaiwa. Set it up onto the wing for Chungo. It's actually Onyango. Now back to Kaiwa. Kaiwa opts to play the ball all the way to Hassan Chintu, who's been one of the more active players here for Busoga. They try a through pass up front, Laban Tibita, but probably hit with a bit too much energy behind it. Just goes the captain, Benjamin Ochan, who pushes it now back again. And there's another ball snatched out here by Hassan Chintu, and speculatively goes for a shot from that distance.
Well, I just don't understand why he had to take that shot, because when you have all those acres of space ahead of you and then you have time to allow your teammates to join you in the forward play, then I think that he should have gone for the latter, at least try and help, hold on to the ball to allow his teammates to join him.
All on, looking to swivel one way then the other. Ultimately the ball goes over the line, and that's a throw in for KCC in a potentially good area.
Well, you think that KCC are going to try and play at a higher tempo if they're to unlock this Busoga United side.
Long ball through. Rogers Mato getting the ball on. Looks like that's a corner. Set to come through. Corner kick coming up. Alan Okelo to deliver this one.
Well, the players that have got to be watched out here for on the side of Busoga United, they've got to watch Philbert Obenchan. Can be dangerous at corner kicks, but as well you feel that a player like big centre back there, which can also be handy here.
Bring the ball in, a chance coming up here, shot from distance and well blocked here by Isaac Isinde. The ball goes away here for another corner.
It was a good setup play by Mujuzi. I just talked about him and how he ensured that the ball didn't get out of play, and he headed it back to find Atube. And you thought that that was a good opportunity created, just that Atube's shot was blocked.
Crossing, ball headed away. Chance now to mount a counter-attack here. Logono Moses in possession, loses it, and it's a throw-in set to come through here for KCC. The last time these two teams met here, it was a 2-1 victory for KCC. Shaka Sozi took the lead for Busoga before Bithum Douglas put the ball into his own net, and later on, Elisa Sechisambu, assisted by Sadat Anako Happy, got the winner. Some of those players no longer here at KCC.
Yeah, exactly. They've since moved on, and I thought that it was the kind of game that Busoga could have easily won if they had kept their wits up and their concentration, because they gave away really easy goals.
Nice tap up, looking to set the ball forward. Yes, looks like KCC seem to run out of ideas every time they approach the final third. Here comes Shaban, setting the ball through for Julius Poloto. Poloto could pull the trigger from distance, but looks for the 1-2 and continues to dummy his way. Beautiful nutmeg there from Julius Poloto. The cross comes in. It's not a very good one, easily defended away. But the fans there cheering from that nutmeg. Julius Poloto just has an eye for goal.
Yeah, it was a good wave of play there. If you saw the interplay between Alan Okello and Julius Puleto not making his opponent, I guess that's exactly what the fans pay for. That's what they want to watch. They want to see that bit of flair, but also the kind of instinctive play and also the craft that is shown by players, and that's something that you feel that Julius Puleto showed there and was quite impressive.
Interesting. One of the players that
must be Chintu on the ground now. Yes, it is.
One of the players you expected to have played this game would be the man in Mohamed Kagawa. Sendoga has been quite in phenomenal form, but today only makes space on the bench.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think it has everything to do with Molemekos trying to give an opportunity to other players to try and fit into the team. The players that have not been playing as much. For example, you have Emmanuel Wassa starting this game. He has also not been playing much, so I guess that's the reason why.
As well as Saidi Mayanja.
And of course Saidi Mayanja, definitely.
Well, instructions galore here coming in for Laban Tibita from the technical team, and trying to put him in perspective of what should happen. Interesting, the brand of jersey is the same one that is also used by Sports Club Villa. Yeah, exactly. And I think it's also the same one that is used by UPDF Football Club, AZ. Well, the ball in. A chance here to build from the back. Mustafa Mujuzi holding on to the ball, squares it out here for Filiberto Benchan. Benchan has no option but to play it back to the goalkeeper. Joining into the build-up here. Waswa, Emmanuel, in possession, striking forward here across the center line. Clumsy through pass there, easily cut out. Laban Tibita in possession, now needs to pass that ball delicately. That was aggressive play there coming in from Moses Waiswa, but looks like he actually got the worst off of it.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought that I saw him hold his leg a short while ago, but it appears like he has run that off. But that was, you could say, good defensive play by Moses Waiswa to try and stop Tibita from advancing. Otherwise, you know that when Tibita gets into that penalty area, he can wreak havoc.
Mujuzi gets the ball through, battling for possession now. Wakade Kababoye here trying to hack at this one, but the ball just goes over the line, and that's a throw-in set to come through. Throw-in coming up. Take it quickly. KCC 0, Busoga 0, 20 minutes fast approaching. It only takes a second to score a goal. KCC have had a couple of opportunities that they haven't fully utilized.
Yeah, that's true. And you thought that the best one falling to Rogers Mato. But even right now, you feel that KCC should have at least added a few more chances. But I think that because of their slow build-up play, it allows Busoga United to set up shape, and by the time they get to Busoga United's penalty area, then they can find spaces in behind to try and maneuver and maybe try and create a goal.
Ball comes in, and now there's a chance here, and the ball is taken away, and that should be a penalty. Referee points to the spot. Clumsy, clumsy, clumsy. And there's a price that has to be paid. Seeing the Isaac, he'll be wondering just how that befell there. Michael Lutaya here gets a yellow card, and it's from the spot that they'll have to figure it out. It looks like Julius Puleto is the man that is set to step up to take this one.
Well, indeed, but you just look at that, and you can see how he left the ball, and then the goalkeeper decided to go for the player. Because you see, he left the ball for the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper's reaction was not quick enough, and instead he went for Mohamed Shaban, who had beaten him. And I just don't understand what the goalkeeper was thinking. I just don't understand why there was that poor communication between Isaac Isinde and the goalkeeper. Otherwise, this is the kind of goal you consider, and you realize that this is all self-inflicted.
For the moment, it's going to fall to the goalkeeper, Michael Lutaya, to try and keep up Julius Puleto from the spot. KCC with a chance to go forward. Puleto makes the run in, and a beautiful penalty, buries that one. Excellent penalty, and KCC take the lead here against Busoga United.
Well, I think it's well deserved in a way, because KCC were the more dominant side, and they forced this Busoga United into making mistakes, and mistakes that you felt that could have been avoided. Now, with the floodgates open, then you wonder what the ultimate score may be. But because you know that when KCC score, then they normally tend to go on some bit of run in that phase of play, and they put more pressure on the opponent, and that can easily result into a rout.
Moment now, Busoga have to galvanize themselves and get back into the saddle here. They're trailing by a goal to nil. There was some aggressive play there from Rogers Atube. The referee awards a free kick here. Laban Tibita foul. It's a free kick coming up here for Busoga United.
Well, Rogers Atube is quite a big guy, quite big, and I guess sometimes it's because of his physicality that he's adjudged to be fouling, even when you feel that maybe the foul was quite light to merit a free kick.
Long ball to the far post area. Eventually cleared out here by KCC. Alan Okello, Moses Waiswa trying to set themselves up here, but the ball is easily averted. And now picked up once again here by Busoga United. Chungo playing the 1-2, losing possession. Now here comes KCC. Alan Okello, the through pass. Nice layoff here coming in from Julius Poloto, and a chance to cross, and the goalkeeper just had to keep that away. Just managed to claw it out of the air, because for an instance it looked like there was a real onslaught here from the Kasasiro boys.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I also thought. If you looked at the way they stole that ball back and clearly were running rings around this Busoga United defense, I thought it was going to be goal number 2. But you can see that Busoga are struggling to defend, and they just don't know what positions to be in. They just don't know how to mark their men, and they clearly seem like a team that is going to be relegated, and you feel that if they do not improve in that regard.
Look at that instance again. Isaac Isinde, and the way he was clutching at Julius Poloto.
Yeah.
Looks like he hasn't learned his lesson at all.
Yeah, exactly. And you know that referees these days not so lenient when it comes to shot tagging in the penalty area. They will just award the opponent a penalty if they feel that you've been shot tagging.
Ball played through, looking to release a long ball, but the ball is intercepted. Now trying to dash forward, Moses Waiswa. Alan Okello. Okello in possession. Alan Okello square passing it out onto the wing here, looking for support. Liberto Ben Chan. Touch 1-2. Moses Waiswa. Still KCC holding on to possession. Flipping the ball now into space. This is Saidi Mayanja. Gets a through pass. Julius Poloto is really showboating here today. He's really putting on a masterclass of the midfield as the goalkeeper manages to pick the ball out of the air there.
Yeah, good goalkeeping there. You think that he read the flight of the ball quite well, and you only wonder what would have been if he had come off his line earlier than he did in that ball that Isaac Isinde was ushering towards him. And if he had been smart and a player that has adjusted the flight of the ball and he's into the game and reading it well, then there's no way that ball that was being taken towards his goal by Mohamed Shaban should have resulted in a penalty.
More instructions here for Laban Tibita from the technical bench. Not that they have really been well imposed so far. Still a game that is by very narrow margins. You probably would expect that it should have maybe even gone a little better, a little faster.
Yes, exactly. The tempo is still very low, and in a way it sort of like kills the creation of chances, because each time that a team is playing very slowly, then the other one sets up its shape and creates that defensive shield. Makes it very difficult to break them down. So in the end, you've got to keep knocking the ball around, and it tends to make the game quite slow compared to what it would be like if there were not that kind of restrictions on the way these guys are defending.
Well, as it stands at the moment at the John Akipua Stadium, as notes are being taken here by but at the John Akibua Stadium in Lira, it's Black's Power that has taken the lead against Sundu Paraka. I did see someone very prominent on social media, on Twitter actually, saying if Sundu Paraka is beaten by Black's Power, she was willing to walk from Lira to Arua to slash the Green Light Stadium.
Oh, that would be interesting, and I guess it's something that for many who enjoy these kinds of bets that people place, they will love to see how that all pans out. And there seems to be a collision between the goalkeeper Benjamin Ochan and a player from Busoga United, and he must be in some real excruciating pain. Let's have a look at that replay. Oh,
That's definitely on the calf.
yeah, definitely.
Stats there coming in, doing just well enough to keep the ball away. Benjamin Ochan just does a brilliant job to deny Busoga United that particular chance.
Yeah, you only hope that he's not badly injured, as it appeared to be like, but then he seems to be holding near his ankle. So I wonder whether that collision by the goalkeeper extended, or rather the challenge by the attacker there, that was Onyango, whether it extended to even the leg.
Well, there he is, the Marshal, John Revita, steadily making his recovery. Haven't seen him play a single game for KCC this season yet.
Well, he played the first game against Wachiso and in the second game against Arua Hill. And since then, he's not returned to the first 11. I guess he must have played in a manner that just did not please the coach. But then also, he's out injured right now. So maybe if he was fit, he would have returned a little earlier.
KCC fans looking forward to their festive gala. It's coming up very soon.
Not this Sunday.
This weekend, actually. In the meantime, corner kick here for Busoga. Whipped in towards the mid post and well headed away. Julius Poloto is all over the place. A real contender here. And now here comes Alan Okello, combining well with Shaban. Alan Okello getting it on to Rogers Mato. Mato is indecisive on what to do and now decides to cross the ball in. And ultimately, the defense does its job. And Rogers Mato was caught in two minds there on whether to shoot or to pass. And that indecision was just the split second that Busoga needed to recover the ball.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's one of those cases of indecision coming in from Alan Okello, because it was 2 against 3. And I thought that maybe Alan Okello should have released the ball a lot earlier to Julius Poloto, because you feel that he would have also provided some interesting subplot in terms of the way he runs with the ball and also how he tries to beat the defense. And maybe he would have even shot from a distance.
Long ball in, trying to capitalize here now and control. Here comes once again Julius Poloto to Moses Waiswa. Giving it on Saidi Wayanja. Mustafa Mujuzi laying it out here for Philibert Obenchan. 28 minutes and counting. KCC 1, Busoga United 0. Another long ball here was intended for Julius Poloto, but looks like it doesn't pan out accordingly.
Yeah, I think that's also the other thing, apart from the penalty. We haven't seen him take on the defense of Busoga United. And we know that when Julius Poloto is on form, he can really be unplayable. And since he got injured and had to get surgery last year, he's not really lit the ground running.
Swaiswa gets the 1-2. Shaban constantly combining well and setting up the 1-2s up front.
Yeah.
He's really involved in the build-up play here. It's a different element of his game. Normally he's that kind of person who would want to hold the ball and move forward. For the moment, quite very willing to be a team player here.
Well, the thing is that he could do that when he was at Oduparaka, where he was the mainstay and the go-to guy of the team. Here at KCCA, he's not going to be able to be just the mainstay like that. And KCCA as an institution has built its team to all feel the same in terms of the importance. And Mohamed Shaban can't behave in a manner that like he did when he was at Oduparaka, where he didn't have players.
Through pass here, but Benjamin Ochan quite able there to pick up the pieces. And clears his lines. Long ball up front. Intended target Mohamed Shaban Ijagason. Just shields off the player and asks for a corner.
But in KCC tried to capitalize on those corner kicks, and yet they've had they have players that have previously done well in corner kicks. Can't forget Philbert Obenchan's goal against Vipers at St. Mary's Stadium in the 3-2 win by rather in a 1-1 draw between KCCA and Vipers. That was in the 2017-18 season. So I feel that they've got to try and see that they capitalize on the set pieces as well to try and extend their lead, something they don't do quite often.
Chance for a corner. Moses Waiswa goes to the far post. KCC and a miscued clearance. The ball is brought in. Goalkeeper just to close down Shaban Mohamed Ijagason. And once again, Busoga live to tell the tale.
Well, I like the way they try to play from the back, Busoga United. They don't seem to show so much fear for the opponent like you would normally expect an underdog to be feeling. And for as long as they stay in the game at 1-0, then they've got a very good chance of stealing at least a point or two. So all they need to do is to just improve in their defending.
31 minutes, KCC 1, Busoga 0. On the other side, Black Power 1, Onduparaka 0. Still the only action that we've actually managed to get in here. Side looks like it's Michael Siwu Bagyo, as he calls himself. That has managed to get them the goal. And a penalty at that as well. Oh,
I think that they know that they need to get that result against Onduparaka, especially when you look back on the fact that last Sunday they lost the game. That was against Gaddafi Football Club, so they need to really put up a performance that can help them steer clear of the relegation zone.
Ball went out there for a throw in. Started off Alan Okello. Back to Alan Okello. Looking to drive the ball forward. Gets the 1-2 pass. Alan Okello making the blindside run, and again the goalkeeper and his defense are totally not in sync. Hassan Chintu should have been aware the goalkeeper was coming for the ball.
Yeah, I don't understand why he had to rush to clear away that ball, because the goalkeeper had that ball covered, and just a few seconds for him to wait, and the goalkeeper would have smothered that ball. But you can see that there's a bit of miscommunication in this defense. You saw even the way the first goal was scored, that the miscommunication between Isaac Isinde and his goalkeeper, and yet we think that with the experience of Isaac Isinde, he would know how better or how best to handle that kind of situation than ending up conceding a first goal because of a mistake that you would have avoided.
32 minutes, KCC 1, Busoga 0. Throw-in coming up. It's quite a Mandun game here.
Yeah, it is.
Niwamanya gets onto the ball. Dummy, feint. Left on here for Logono. Moses Logono gets a long ball in. This could be a chance coming up here. Twisting one way, then the other. Niwamanya. Labantibita! Beautiful strike! Absolutely stunning there. And Busoga United are right back in it. Given half a chance, that is clinicality. Their real first attempt at goal, and it's paid off.
Well, I'll tell you that Laban Tibita, we're talking about him before kickoff, how he poses a big threat. He's such a clever player, technically gifted, but just look at the position he takes there, and then he slices the ball because of the poor marking in the KCCA defense there, because there's no reason why he should get that clean hit, but the drive there and you know, pull back there by Ibrahim Kaiwa, and then he sets up Laban, who was really loosely marked. There's nothing that the goalkeeper Benjamin Ochan could have done, because remember, he was standing at the far post waiting that in case a ball comes in, because that's his area that he's supposed to cover, and then the defenders are supposed to help him on closing out Laban Tibita, which they did not. But that was a brilliant finish by the youngster, and I don't think he can stay long at Busoga United with this kind of play.
Just the way that he took that, it was criminal for the defense of KCC to allow him that much space within their own area. And Coach Mole should be seething, especially with the team losing the lead just this close to half-time.
Yeah, exactly. You think that with about 11 minutes left on the clock, that the KCC should be able to see out the first half, but to concede late in the game is, no, without any doubt, disappointing. Just look at that defending again.
Nwamanya loses the ball. Laban Tibita is physically embroiled in a scuffle. The referee says Saidi Mayanja fouling here. The referee wants to talk to him. The referee making it very clear that's the final straw. And it's a free kick. Busoga are now in ascendance. Can they utilize the momentum to go ahead and give themselves an even stronger grip on this game?
Well, I think it's very clear that they've got a spring in their step. That is Busoga United, after they got that goal from Laban Tibita. And you can bet that they'll be playing with a lot more confidence than they were showing earlier on. Tibita, of course, scored that wonderful goal against Wakiso Giants last week.
Long shot from distance, and the goalkeeper Benjamin Ochan plucks that out of the air. Good attempt, very decent attempt there. It's now KCC trying to get into ascendance. Rogers Mato, tireless runner, tries to cross the ball in, and Shaban is looking to create some magic there. Just ran into Frederick Ngolo.
Well, they tried to go for a back heel here, and that's the improvisation of Shaban. But you feel that he just didn't give it the direction. But the cross there coming in from Rogers Mato was one that any coach would be impressed by. You know, delivering such an accurate cross to your striker is what strikers live off and are able to punish opponents.
KCC will have to go again. And now Busoga retrieve possession. Laban Tibita in possession, sets it up here for Mulanda. Mulanda tries to cross the ball first time. It's intercepted. Chance still coming on here. Laban Tibita skips away from one marker. Saidi Mayanja now is the man that is tasked with keeping him at bay.
Yeah, you can see that KCC are getting into so many fouls now. I don't know that they're just being desperate to get onto the ball, and instead they are just fouling.
They come through here, teasing themselves and setting themselves up. Hassan Chintu. Ball is cleared away. Goalkeeper Michael Utaya. Retrieve here, setting it on for Frederick Ngolo.
You can guess that I don't think there's anybody as happy as Michael Utaya, because after conceding the penalty in a manner that clearly looked very much of a childish error, to see his team bounce back, he'll probably be the one screaming out the most instructions, reminding them about their responsibility to mark.
Chance up through the center. Alan Okello looking for the 1-2. Rogers Mato back to Alan Okello. A chance in here. Moses Waiswa tries to tease it back in. Some very tenacious defending from Ibrahim Kaiwa.
Yeah, definitely they've had to really step up their defending, because earlier on in the game you realize that KCC were making inroads through the heart and of their defense in the central axis, but now they're closing down and not allowing KCC even more than one touch on the ball each time that they play it in the penalty area, which is a team that is really growing in strength, and that's Busoga United.
Passing the ball on, Mayanja inviting Mustafa Mujuzi, who takes the shot from distance, but it's off target.
Yeah, he looked tentative as he was taking that shot. I think for a moment he thought that maybe he should keep recycling possession and give it to his teammates, and then afterwards a thought came to his mind that, you know what, you can attempt that shot. And in the end it was a wayward shot.
Long cross forward, intercepted. Trying to muscle in on the ball, and KCC could have an opportunity here. Shabani Jagason Mohammed looking around to get the bearing of his surroundings as Julius Poloto beats one man, beats a second, but very good defending there coming in from Ngolo to deny him a chance. Julius Poloto to get a shot at goal.
Yeah, it was good defending from Ngolo. I think now somehow with that goal they've got a bit of confidence, and they're not allowing KCC to make any inroads into their defense, and that's something that you've got to really applaud them for, because if they can maintain that, then you're sure that they probably can get at least a point.
It's coming up here once again. Busoga United in possession. Stifling hit out there.
Oh yeah.
Quite hot.
Yeah. It's actually one.